Welcome to Barefoot in America. We are filming off the Tinsely Trail, just near Lone Tree, Colorado, just outside of the city of Denver. It's a super active trail, seeing tons of hikers, cyclists, runners, just outside the suburbs, and just so grateful to be here. Lots of wildflowers in bloom and things of that nature. And today we're going to do a flow practice. If you have a couple blocks, grab them, have them handy at the top of your mat. And we're just going to start by standing tall in mountain. Take the time to get your feet right underneath your hips, or even bring the big toe knuckles together, whichever you prefer. And take a moment to just root to your feet to rise up through your spine, finding your best standing posture, hands at heart center in Anjali Mudra. And take this moment in mountain posture to connect with your breath, letting the breath slow down, to flow in and out of your body with ease. Feeling the shape of your mountain posture. With a gentle bow of your head, take a moment to set an intention for your yoga practice today. And relax your arms at your side. We're going to start with a simple warm-up. This is what I used to do when I first started teaching yoga, so old school for those of you who've been with me for a while. But put your right foot in front of you and take the time to just create really simple ankle circles. Just rolling around on the ball of your foot, creating this ankle foot mobility, and simply reverse your circles. We're going to work our way up from the feet, ankles, all the way up to our head. Shifting your weight on the right foot, left foot in front of you, take the ankle circles either direction. We're going both ways. See what comes natural to you. It's part of the discovery of knowing yourself better with time on the mat. And reverse those circles. Feels good. And then pausing, bringing your feet together, knees together, hands on your knees. Take the time for some simple knee circles. Just feeling that simple mobility. Do your best with it. We're all uniquely different. And reverse your circles. Rise up, stand nice and tall. We're going to take the hips two ways, starting with just some simple balance. Shift your weight to your left foot. Tap your right foot in front of you. Out to the side and behind you. In front of you, out to the side, behind you. 3 more rounds. The leg could go airborne. In front of you, to the side, behind you. Forward, out, and back. Last round. Forward, out, and back. Shifting your weight to your right foot, starting with the toe taps. In front of you, out to the side, behind you. In front of you, out to the side, behind you. And going airborne if you like. Forward, out, and back. Forward, out, and back. And last round, forward, out, and back. Plant your feet just as wide or wider than your hips, taking the time for pelvic circles. Take your pelvis in circles coming forward, to the side, back, and the other side. Just do a few rounds. Imagine there's a barrel around you. You're trying to get your pelvis to all edges of the barrel. Just really create some nice mobility in your hips and pelvis. And reverse your circles. Take it the other way. Sometimes it feels a little stickier the other way, and we would naturally do the easiest way for us first. Pause, and now just some simple qigong. You're just going to let your body sway, kind of twist right to left. Your hands can tap your hips, and we can let this be kind of small, or we can even let it get bigger, shifting our weight, gazing out over the opposite shoulder. So awesome, distracted by the horses going by me. This is Colorado. Take a few more rounds, tapping yourself. Maybe you're tapping higher, getting the kidney region or the shoulder blades. Maybe you even want to take it as high as your chest. Just warming up our body, slowing it down, pausing in the center, Now go to your shoulders. Take your shoulder blades up, back, down, and around. Just take a few rounds up, back, down, and around. And then reach your arms out to the side. Take little mini circles with your arms, either direction. We're going both ways. And let those mini circles get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. And then reverse your circles. Starting big and letting them get smaller, 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 and smaller till they're itty bitty bitty circles. Bend your elbows, touch your shoulders. Again, now elbows. Take circles up, back, down, and around. And we're going both ways, so don't worry about if you went the right way first. Simply switch directions and go the other way for a few rounds. Just being aware of all of our joints, going to our hands next and wrist. Just hold your arms in front of you and take your wrist in simple circles. And reverse those circles. Get in a nice comfortable stance, going to our head. Let your head fall forward, over to the right shoulder, back into the left shoulder, taking circles in your comfortable range of motion. Never force the extension, never force any movement, but just see what feels good to you and reverse the circles. Heads to the left, back to the right and forward, and a few more rounds. And stepping to the top of your mat by your blocks if you're not yet there. Stand tall in mountain, hands at your heart. Inhale, float the arms up and overhead. Exhale, hinge from your hips, swan dive forward. Tall blocks may be useful, hands on blocks, shins or thighs. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, giant step your right foot back. High lunge. Pause in the lunge, doing your best to create a straight line with your leg through your spine, lifting your heart, gazing ahead. If the flexibility's there, that's when the blocks get shorter or hands could be to the mat. But if you catch yourself flexing, really do your best to sink into that front knee more, creating that long line of energy. Lower the right knee to the mat. Inhale, float the arms up. Hold for a couple deep breaths. Sinking into your left knee. Top of the right foot presses to the mat. Feel the shape in your body. Pull the belly in, lift your heart, gaze skyward. Exhale, hands down to the mat. Step your right foot forward to meet the left. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. Come all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Taking a breath in mountain, just feeling your tall, upright posture. Inhale your arms down and out and overhead. Exhale, hinge from your hips, dive forward. Inhale to the flat back, use blocks if you like them. Exhale, fold, giant step left foot back, high lunge. Sinking into the front knee, pressing into the back heel, creating that long line with your back leg through your spine, out the crown of your head, letting the blocks get shorter if it's appropriate for you. Take a few breaths in it. Feel the shape. Lower the left knee to the mat. Inhale, float the arms up. Reach, reach, reach. Sinking into the front knee. Top of the left foot presses to the mat. Belly pulls in, heart lifts, gaze to the sky. Feel the shape in your body. Exhale the hands back down to the mat or blocks. Step the left foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a deep breath, pausing a mountain. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Have a seat in your chair, fierce pose. Hold for a few deep breaths as you lift your heart, pull in the belly, sink a little deeper. Knees right over the ankles where you can still wiggle your toes. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, giant step right foot back, high lunge. Settle into the lunge, your choice. Lower the knee or stay up in the high lunge, float the arms up. Sink into the left knee. Feel the shape. And if you're staying in the high lunge, maybe there's a micro bend in that back knee. Heel right over the foot to really create the hip flexor stretch. Pulling the belly in. Exhale the hands back down. Step the right foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Reverse swan dive. All the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a deep breath in, mountain. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Exhale, dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Drop your seat, float your arms up, pause in the chair. Just approaching chair from a different direction. Feel your strength. Feel how you settle in. Melt forward. Step your left foot back, high lunge. Sink into your right knee. Decide if you want to stay up here or lower the left knee to the mat. Float the arms up either way. Sinking into your right knee, settling into your lunge. Pulling the belly in, lifting the heart. Exhale the hands down, step your left foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, reverse swan dive. All the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a deep breath in, mountain. Inhale your arms up and overhead, sitting in fierce pose again. Find your chair. Hold for a few breaths. Exhale, fold. Giant step your right foot back, high lunge. Sink into the lunge. A block on the inside of your left foot, whatever height feels right to you. Left hand on the left hip, start to rotate to your left. And lift the left arm to the sky if that's available. A twisted lunge. Lower your left hand down to the block, step your right foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a breath in, mountain. Inhale your arms down and out and overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, finding your chair. Drop your seat, float your arms up, and just feel that different approach. Exhale, fold. Giant step your left foot back, high lunge. Block on the inside of the right foot, whatever height serves you well. Right hand to the hip, spiral the chest open. If it's available, float the right arm to the sky. Lower the right hand down to the mat, step your left foot forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Take a deep breath in it. Inhale the arms up and overhead. Have a seat in your chair, fierce pose. Hands to heart center. Bring your right elbow to the outside of your left thigh, a twisted chair. If that's enough, stay. If you want more, step your right foot back. Find the lunge. If you chose to step back, it's time to step forward. Do it your best with grace. From chair to center, fold forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale your arms up and overhead. Swan dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold, drop your seat. Float the arms up, find your chair. Exhale, hands to heart. Left elbow to the outside of the right thigh. Stay right here in the twisted chair or step your left foot back for the lunge. If you chose to step back, step your left foot forward for the twisted chair to center, to the forward fold, to the flat back, to the fold. Reverse swan dive all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart. Inhale your arms down and out and overhead. Exhale, swan dive forward. Inhale, flat back. Exhale, fold. Hands to the mat, step back to downward dog. Pause in downward dog. Just taking the time to walk the dog, bending one knee, straightening it, bending the other. Lower to your knees. Sit back to your heels. Child's pose. Wrap your arms around behind your back, and if you need to, put a block under your forehead or forehead on the mat. Inhale, float the arms up and overhead, tall kneeling. Exhale, bow back down to child's. Inhale, float it up. Exhale, bow back down. Last time, inhale, float it up. Lift your heart, expand. Exhale, bow into child's. Extend your arms out in front of you, knees wide, big toe knuckles touch, melt into child's pose. 3 deep breaths. Shift your weight, have a seat, send your legs straight out in front of you. Get there however you need to. Send your legs straight out in front of you. Float the arms up. Exhale, forward fold. Take a half a dozen deep breaths here, just staying for a bit, feeling that forward fold stretch. We did it many times in standing, now just winding down the practice. Inhale the arms back up and overhead. Exhale the hands down on the mat behind you. Lift your heart and give your right leg a hug. Float the left arm up. Twist to the right, giving the right knee a hug. Right hand behind you. Lift your heart. Sit tall in a variation of half Lord of the Fishes. Return yourself back to center. Extend the right leg. Float the arms up. Take a forward fold. Stay for a few deep breaths. And just notice if it's changing at all with the practice. Or if there's new awarenesses, things you're noticing that you weren't before. That's the evolution of getting to know yourself better. Inhale the arms up. Exhale, and behind you, lift your heart. Give your left knee a hug, knee to chest. Squeeze it. Float the right arm up. Take the right arm, wrap it around your left leg, twisting to your left, fingertips behind you. Sit nice and tall in your twist. Stay for a few deep breaths. Return back to center. Inhale, float the arms up. Both legs are straight. Exhale, your last forward fold. Inhale your arms back up and overhead. Exhale, lower yourself down to the mat for savasana. Take the time to just lie on your mat. Arms drifting away from your body, palms up. Tuck those shoulder blades under you if they're rising to your ears to get some tension out of your shoulders. Let your legs drift apart. Allow yourself to simply melt into the earth. And with each passing moment, give yourself permission to soften, to surrender a little bit more. I encourage you to stay in savasana for at least 5 to 10 minutes, letting the efforts of your practice integrate. And I thank you for joining me on the mat today from Lone Tree, Colorado. May your day be filled with abundant joy. May the challenges in our life keep things in perspective. May we have gratitude for all things. Namaste.